Hi, Nora. This is Michael, and I'm looking at your paper right now. I gave you an 84 out of 100, so a B right now. So you can see the categories where you can make some improvements, maybe one, number two, number three, number four, number five, number eight, nine, and then 10. You can make improvements in those categories. One thing to think about, if you look at the model, this paper is very specific in terms of defining and what's being defined. And in yours, says this paragraph defines relevant key terms related to this project on student attention. It is significant to start the project defining key relevant terms in order to establish shared understanding. And then the whole rest of this paragraph is focused on definition. So with yours, you could probably do a little bit better, not just with the second paragraph, stay focused here on definition. That's going to help, I think, with your overall writing. Also, the running head here, how to enhance self-directed learning for ESL students. You also want to put a page number in here as well when you do that, right? Let me see if I can show you how to do this. So if we take the running head, right? We want to start even here. So we're going to insert header. Let's put a blank one here. Let's say right? See if that does it. But then we also want a page number. See what says page number? So let's put the top of the page over here. With your formatting, you want to take this idea here, this header. It's called a running header, how to enhance self-directed learning for ESL students, page 1. And then you want to continue that heading on every page at the top here, again here, and also with the works cited section. Now notice how you have all kinds of different font styles here. You don't want to do that, right? So what you need to do here, you can create what's called clear formatting, right? So if you clear the formatting, let's put this on the next page. It gets rid of all of that, kind of makes it look similar. Okay, now the next step is we want to make this look like an APA style research paper, right? So you have to center. And then we need to take this see if I can clear formatting again. Okay, so I need to bring all this to the margins. I'm going to show you something that you can do here. So bring it all to the margins, right? And then you're going to highlight it, go into paragraph, and then go under special, put hanging indent. So now you're creating a APA style paper. And once you put the running heads on every page, right, and you have the references formatted like this, and I also noticed you had everything in bold. You don't want to do that either. Bold is very unusual, especially to bold a whole paper. So I got rid of that font style. So if you look at these first two paragraphs here, you have English language proficiency is considered an exponentially vital skill for students. You have common sense indicates many educators assume education turning toward a student-central approach. You're taking too long to get to your definitions here, right? You do get to it in the third paragraph. However, if you look at the sample, that Anas shared with you guys. And it says this paragraph defines relevant key terms related to this project on student attention. He's very specific very quickly with this thesis, which defines the purpose of the definition paper. He says it is significant to start the project defining key relevant terms in order to establish shared understanding. So, and then he spends every single line here just focusing on definitions on student attention. On attention there, right? So that's probably what you need to do here is spend more time here focused on definitions. Okay, let's look at your one paragraph where you do talk about it. So Skiff and Beckendorf define self-directed learning as a process of identifying learning needs, planning learning goals, discovering learning resources. You can change this to implementing required learning tactics and strategies and subsequently evaluating learning outcomes. Why did I do that? You started off with identifying, planning, discovering. Then you have implementing, and then you have evaluating, so everything is parallel. You have self-directed learning thus revokes the idea of a passive learner, but instead focuses on reciprocal dialogue between learner and educator, with the learner actively involved in knowledge construction. This is a little awkward with your referencing here, so I would do it like this. Because you have Fisher and Sugimoto, they're not really doing anything grammatically in the sentence, right? Now, if you said Fisher and Sugimoto regard self-directed learning as revoking the idea, then that would be focusing, as a subject. But because Fisher and Sugimoto aren't really doing anything grammatically, it's better to put them in parentheses. So self-directed learning implies a shift of responsibility for learning planning from the educator to the learner. Right, so that would be a change I would make there. Yes, self-directed learning is thus principally, you're having quite a few grammatical issues here. I would probably change it like this. Self-directed learning is thus principally and instructionally focused on the actions of planning, implementing, and evaluating by the learners themselves. Maybe throw the comma here, separate the dependent clause, whereas the teacher is tended to be a facilitator for the learning process. Actually, the teacher should utilize engaging techniques that harness the innate capabilities of the student's brains. So those would be some changes I made. I didn't make many changes in the first two paragraphs because they should probably be refocused more on definition.